I assume you can hear me just fine. Awesome. I'm really excited to be here. This is my first time in Germany, so I'm really excited additionally to explore the city as well while I'm here. I'm going to be chatting with you about observing Minecraft. This will be a very introductory talk about my process of starting to add monitoring to my Java Minecraft server. So to start off with, who knows and plays Minecraft in the room? Oh, we have a good number of hands. Okay. Does anyone already have monitoring observability on their server? It's not like the first thing you need to do. You know, you can do it. You can play Minecraft for a while before you need to add. So for those very few who don't know, Minecraft is it is a world-building game where you get dropped into this pixelated world, and the first thing you have to do is punch a tree, get some wood, build a crafting table, and build other things from there. You can actually win the game. I did not know that until I started watching a lot of YouTube and saw people speedrunning the game and trying to win it. But you collect materials and go about your world. You can just play it without trying to win it. I only started playing it since 2020. During the pandemic, my teammates wanted to do team building and decided on trying Minecraft. And I didn't know you could die in the game, so I just died basically all the time from various reasons. Mostly I would fall, just like all the time. But I also didn't know that at night, like baddies come out and they can like skeletons shoot you and like the creepers blow up. And I was just like, oh no, I don't like this. And I played in peaceful, where there's nothing that can hurt you for a very long time. The other thing I didn't know is how to get this menu that pops up when you press F3. There's a lot of information on this page, but the coordinates are the ones that were most interesting to me because I would get lost constantly. So I would walk around and build a house, as almost everyone does on Minecraft, and get very excited about my house. And then I would go on adventures, and then I would forget to set my bed, and then I would die, and then I wouldn't know where my house was. And I was like, oh no, and then I'll build a new house, and kind of did that again and again. But eventually I got better at the game, so I was able to go on more adventures, collect items, and then come back to my house. And I was like, okay, basically there's so much more to Minecraft than I know. And working at Datadog and being in observability, I was curious what it would look like if I tried to use some of the things I know from work for my play. So I mostly play by myself, but I wanted to get a server, try to see if I can add. I mostly play the Java version of Minecraft. Add that to the server so that, one, I can play with other people, but the other thing is so that I can obviously start observing it. I don't really use many different servers, so I mostly use AWS at work, so I was like, let me just use EC2 because that's what I know. Basically, what we're going to discover a lot is I am doing things that I know and then trying to do things I don't know and kind of going from there, just to make it easy as possible for myself. So I was like, I'll try it with EC2 because I already use this for work. I already know how a lot of this stuff works. And then I'll try to expand from there. So I haven't gotten to the place where I have like a virtual private server or a beefy enough computer to run this locally. So EC2 works for me right now. And I basically wanted to collect logs and metrics from that and visualize it in dashboards. I started using Datadog for my visualization. That's mostly still what I use, but I also want to use open source technology. So right now I'm trying to use a lot of Prometheus for extracting a lot of my metrics, not my logs yet. So I also wanted to extract player metrics. Minecraft does not make this easy to kind of get player metrics. I started off looking in, I could just like scrape the logs file, or they have a file with like achievements that you get to see if I could scrape that. But eventually I did find an open source plugin that could drop into a server, and that automatically does that. We love that. The less we have to do ourselves and repeat work, the better. So that's what I have so far. I'm going to actually do this live. I'm going to have a brand new EC2 instance. I'm going to open it up. We're going to go through the process of adding different layers and kind of seeing what we have so far. We will play Minecraft along the way. If anyone wants to play with me, I'll have the IP address on the screen. Y'all are welcome to drop in, and we can kind of see where to go. Does that sound okay? I plan to fail a lot during this, so stick with me as I try to make some things work. A lot of the things I've tested before, but there's some new things I'm going to try as I'm trying to get better as I go through this. So the next stage is for us to kind of give this a try. So we're going to drop us right into EC2. I have an instance I already created. So I'm just going to connect to that instance. I'll use the SSH client because I've tried to use the inbuilt EC2 Instant Connect there, and it does not work very well. Let me get my little terminal on the right side of that screen. Command me. Okay. That is large, but that is the best way to go about that. Clearly, I am going onto this thing for the first time. So the first thing that I wanted to do, I actually I've downloaded Java on here and Emacs because I'm an Emacs user. We can argue about that during the break. If you prefer VI, I just get stuck all the time. But I haven't done anything else. I tried using vanilla Minecraft server for a very long time, but the plugin that I found to extract the player metrics works best with a type of server called Bucket. So I'm going to actually get that Bucket server. To make this less painful for everybody, I have the commands to just download things automatically. So what we can actually do is already just try to connect to this. So Java just jar. And we can just do the craft bucket. The first time you run the Minecraft server, you actually have to get it to populate everything out of the jar, and then also you need to accept the user end agreement, which is why I needed Emacs, because I didn't know how to open that without it. Come on. There we go. What are those? I'm going to mark that as we accept, and then we can run it again. There are actually some arguments I do need to add to this for a Java Minecraft server, basically telling it how much memory. No, that has to go before the jar. And that's going to build the server. Let's see. Whenever I do these talks, I feel like I need like loading music like they have in Jeopardy. Just like, if you hear me humming, that's just what's happening in the background, because the first one takes a while. I usually also ask people what they like best in Minecraft. So is there anyone who has beaten the game in the room? Or are we all just people who like wander around and build random things? Okay, I just wander around as well. Does anyone have a favorite biome? There's like there are different biomes in the game. So there's like the woody one, the ice spikes. Someone told me their favorite biome was the ice spikes one, and I am from Tanzania, and I am allergic to cold weather. So I think that I just go towards the warm. Like I live on the beach whenever I'm in Minecraft and in real life, so I avoid the cold weather anyway. But maybe some people like that. But no one has a favorite biome in the room. There is a mushroom biome. Yeah, the mushrooms, which are the cows that are shaped like mushrooms, and if you like tap on them, they give you mushrooms too. Those are also really cute. Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I do sound a little bit unhinged, but I promise there are these red cows in the game that you can like milk for stew, but they're mushrooms, so you get mushroom stew instead.
Can you tell how we win the game? What's the end goal?
So if you win the game, you can collect different resources around the game. So has anyone ever been to the Nether, which is like the underworld of Minecraft? So essentially you go to the Nether, and there are some different objects you get from, there are blazes, which are a type of, what are they called? They're a type of Is it? I keep saying baddie in my head. They're all pixels, yeah. So you kill the blazes, you get blaze rods, and then you also have to get these things called ender pearls that you can get with trading, or you can get by killing the endermen. You put them together, and they point you to where the portal is that takes you to the end, where you see the end dragon. That's like the final boss. When you kill the ender dragon, that's when you go into the portal that takes you back to your home world, and that's how you've won the game. You really don't have to do it.
I need to tell my kids what's the goal. Because for now
Is
they
there a
just
goal?
wonder, but I want to give them bigger something.
You can aim to do that, but you could also just like,
They will not reach that for years.
sure, I do watch people speedrun the game where they try to win it as fast as possible, and you can get to a place where you can do it very quickly, but I think normal people probably takes multiple hours, but the people that I watch do it in like, at most 10 minutes, which is very crazy. So let me go back to my instance so I can grab my public IP4 address, and then I can pull up Minecraft. So I'm going to add the server. I don't think I can make this bigger, but if anyone does want to join my server with me, you are welcome to. Let me go back so you can see the IPv4 address again. It's 54.197.110.52. So I will join in. Yay. Am I doing this talk just so I can play Minecraft for work? Maybe. But it's totally fine. But yeah, first thing everyone has to do, punch a tree, turn that into, what's it called? Yep, turn it into planks. Turn the planks into a crafting table. I know, I love it. Yeah. I then punch to get more planks so that I can actually get like stuff I can use. But yeah. Let me not get too excited because I could just play this for a while and that's not going to be very interesting because I can't speedrun the game, so I can't be here for like 2 hours trying to fail the game. But yeah, so essentially I can see that I've joined the game, my entity ID. So obviously this is not the impressive part, just downloading the server and getting it running. It was for me when I was first getting started, but it's not actually. The next thing that I would want to do is to extract the different, sorry, one second. I want to download the plugin that I have that extracts these player metrics. So I found this plugin on GitHub. Let me show you which one it is. It's called Minecraft Prometheus Exporter by this person named Sladkov. Appreciate them. But basically, it's a bucket plugin that exports the Minecraft server stats to Prometheus. So I go in and download the jar onto my server. I actually, I'll leave that running. I'll sign in again to another terminal. Oh, I might have to rerun it when I get started. Okay, come on, EC2. I need the SSH info again. And then this has to be big so other people can read it, not just me. Okay, so now that I am in, we can see the stuff that all of this wasn't there, was just exported when I ran the server for the first time. And I'm going to download the jar with the Prometheus exporter, and I'm actually going to move this into the plugins directory. Yeah. And then now if I run my server again, which I was doing in this tab, so I'll stop that for a second. Oh, I forgot to leave the game. Oh, well. Okay. If I rerun it again, we'll see it pop up that it has brought in the Prometheus extractor, and then it exports the metrics to an HTTP endpoint that I can curl, and here it's saying that it's loading the Prometheus extractor, which is great. So then I can see what metrics are already on the server, and then the next step would be using Prometheus to actually put that into somewhere we can visualize. Come on. Okay, now that that's done, I can go in and look at the metrics that we have so far. So this is in the local host, so I'll just 001, but it's in port 9225, which is identified by the plugin itself. I didn't change the default. And it gives me all of these metrics that I definitely did not have before. The ones that I cared the most about were like players, what types of animals have been spawned, so that you also knew what was around you. But there's also some helpful information like JVM thread counts, garbage collection. Ticks is the way that Minecraft identifies time, so knowing how long you've been on the server. Chunks are the different pixels of the world, so how many of them have been loaded and so forth. So the next thing that I wanted to do for that was actually to get that into Prometheus somehow. So I could download Prometheus on here and pull that in as one of the endpoints that the Prometheus collector can read from this extractor. However, what I am used to using is Datadog. We do have an open source agent which runs on EC2 to get the metrics from the EC2 server itself. And we also have a Java agent that will run and pull up any metrics that it's getting from any Java, what's the word? Yes, any JVMs that are running on the machine. So those are the two things that I'm actually going to do instead of using Prometheus directly, because it's what I know, and in this case, they are open source. I will show you what they look like visualized, but the Datadog dashboard is not open source. I just know how to use that better than Grafana, which would be the open source option if you wanted to use Prometheus and Grafana together. So let me pull up instructions for downloading the Datadog agent. Do I have any questions so far as I pull this up? Sorry, 1 second. So I'm looking at the instructions to just download the agent with the right key that I'm looking at. I will revoke all those keys as soon as I'm done here, because you have all seen them now. And let me download that onto here, which will download the Datadog agent on here, and then start sending information about the EC2 instance to Datadog. So that will give me information about the metrics that EC2 gives you itself, so that'll be CPU metrics. You can also see these in EC2 as well, which is also why I used EC2 to start off with, because in CloudWatch, which is how you can monitor AWS metrics, I was able to see some metrics already, so I was able to compare that to whatever I built to make sure that I was getting accurate information. Can I filter this? Actually, I think they have a way to see the metrics right from the instance itself. So if I select this instance and I go to the bottom in monitoring, it does show me things about CPU utilization, network in and network out. And then now, because I'm using the Datadog agent to extract that and visualize it into Datadog. I can compare these two to make sure that my metrics are accurate. So let me see. It started the agent, so that information is going to go across. The next thing that I want to do is get the Java agent as well. Oh, 1 second. I'm doing this a little backward because I can't see the whole screen on there. And I do have the command to just download the Java agent, so let me just pull that up and make that a little faster. So that gives me the Java agent, and I have a existing dashboard where I was looking at this information, so we can go see what has been done so far, though I believe I'll have to restart the Minecraft server so it can pull in those JVM metrics. Yeah, those aren't in there yet, but the agent metrics, I'll just do past 15 minutes. We can see, it'll show me, I have an 8 GB EC2 instance, so it's showing me what I have available and what's being used, which is by the server. Let me restart said server. And now some of those JVM metrics will be noted by the Datadog agent. Oh, no, I have to run that JVM passing in the Datadog agent for it to see it. 1 second. Oh, it's not playing well for me to start it and stop it in like 3 seconds. Come on. It's always an interesting challenge between trying to do things live so you can see how my process versus having something pre-baked. But in these quiet moments, I wish I had something pre-baked. But then it's not as authentic because you don't see what I did to get that information. I'm just going to kill this one. I'll go in here. Okay, I'll restart it from here. And get the command to run Java with the Java agent.
Q -9.
Sorry?
Q -9.
Oh, I just decided to, I'm just going to close this one actually. Yep. And run the char. Nope. Almost forgot to pass the char in with the -char command. Okay, now it's passing in the JVM metrics into the Java agent. So I need to Let that go. Aha. I do need to kill that one. 1 second. I wanted to get the process ID before I just kill it. I don't want to just kill anything. I can see. Yeah. All right. I notice we only have 4 minutes left, so what I'm going to do is just show you a screenshot that I do have of the metrics I've been able to pull in to, rather than have this wait and then I can take a few questions. Oh yeah, that didn't run. Where is my... Okay, so here are the metrics I've been able to get from EC2, and then the JVM metrics I've been able to get when I've been able to get it running in the time space that I had. There are other options that you have for getting the different metrics into other tools. For example, I found a creator who made another metrics plugin, and they are using Grafana. So and Prometheus for the way that they're extracting that information. And they do have an opportunity for people to go and see what the metrics look like. Obviously, here is a kind of half screenshot, but let me just pull up the full thing for a preview for people to see. Other options I've seen work are people have been able to use AWS for people running on AWS and get their Prometheus metrics with AWS's tracker. So get them all in AWS and see them within that world. But if you wanted to see what this would look like, if you wanted to use something like Grafana, you can be able to get information like this so showing you the different entities, the different chunks, the different worlds that you have. And I'll stop here to give us at least a couple minutes to talk as a group about questions before we can all kind of get to lunch.
Thank you very much. All right, any questions? Oh, catch. Oh. Oh, yeah. Well, where do I say? Give me.
1, 1, 2. Okay, it's working. Thank you for your talk. It was a brave decision to do the live demo.
Sorry.
I have a confession to make. I tried to launch a Minecraft server for my kids, and I failed. I didn't manage to launch it in half an hour. Do you have a link to an instruction which allows you to launch a Minecraft server in AWS that works actually in half an hour?
Yes, so I can definitely, I have the commands that I've used, but they don't make sense to other people. So what I can promise you is that I can write it up properly today, and then kind of, if you want to email me, I'm happy to send that to you if that works. Yeah. So that's my email, Ajuna @datadog. It should be a little easy to find.
Thank you very much for a nice talk. Don't worry about the demo. It always happens like that. So the question is, when you were observing and preparing for the talk, maybe you can share some of interesting things you saw on those graphs, like you cannot run the server for more than 2 hours, it leaks the memory, or it spikes suddenly with CPU usage, and something interesting that you were observing, some facts from there.
So mostly when you run Minecraft, you can pass in commands to tell it the maximum memory that it can use. So because I was doing that and I was saying 4 GB out of an 8 GB server, it didn't get to a place where I was running out of memory or the server itself would have the issue. What would happen is within the game, things would just load very slowly, or I wouldn't be able to load a lot of things. Like as you move through the world, you have to load in new information, so it just wasn't coming in. But it was failing within Minecraft itself, not within the server overall, which is a good part. If you don't pass those in, then definitely things can crash. But I haven't gotten to the point where I've played with multiple people. That's my next iteration. We just started a Minecraft server at work. We don't have observability on it because it's not a big driver for most people. So my next stage is, now that I've tried this by myself, and failed fast and learned some things, going back and using those for our work Minecraft server, where I can have multiple people and see where the edge cases are and kind of geek out over those. But I'm sorry, I don't have them ready to go right now.
No worries. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the talk. Demos are always hard, so one comment on your question. So a colleague of mine is running MineCTL. It's a tool with which you can run Minecraft on, I'm not counting, 20 different cloud providers like Hetzner, AWS, Oracle Cloud, what's next, Scaleway, Civo Cloud and stuff like that. It's even including Prometheus exporter. So maybe this helps in getting it up and faster. So it was his experiment, playing around with different cloud providers, and he decided to use Minecraft for that. So maybe it helps who wants to play around with it.
Oh, that could be cool.
Thanks. So it's called MineCTL.
Yeah.
And it's a GitHub project.
Come on, get out of this mode. I just found it. And now I have a new thing to try to see if I can
That's
work
it,
for
yeah.
me. That's really cool.
So when you scroll down, you see the supported providers, and when you're searching for Prometheus, there's an exporter included. So
Awesome. I'll have to give
maybe
that
this
a try.
helps everybody. So
Yeah.
thanks for the talk.
Yeah.
Anyone questions? Otherwise, thanks again
Yeah.
for the great talk.